what a night. You know, the phrase "the morning after the night before" gets used a lot, doesn't it? But this just feels like the ultimate example to me, with that stadium right behind me, the Azteca. My first ever visit here on a pure guttural, raw, emotional level. This was one of the best nights ever as a follower of England. It has to be. I mean, what they went in and did in the den behind me, it was, I have to say, immense, absolutely immense. You can maybe pick some holes with various aspects of the performance, and I'm sure we will, but as an overall team collective, to have the willpower to get through that test last night was just awesome to be here to witness. Yeah,
Mackie, you were up even later because you're in Spain right now. Tell me what you made of Jude Bellingham's performance on the night.
Well, he was magnificent, wasn't he? He was a leader, Kay, like they all were. It was a different type of performance last night, wasn't it, compared with others that we've seen. They had to dig in, they had to be resilient, they had to be tough mentally, physically. It was draining on them. But Jude led the way. You can't believe that. 4 weeks ago we were talking about whether he should be even in the starting 11. Well, I certainly wasn't. I knew he should have been in the starting 11, but people were questioning his relationship with the manager. But of course, England haven't got many world-class players. Jude Bellingham is one of them, so he has to start, he has to play, and it was no surprise that he led from the front, him and Harry Kane. But particularly this man in shot now, I thought he was absolutely excellent yet again.
What did you call it, Ali, to me when we came in today, this performance?
I said it was wild, but dialed.
Okay, all right. You're bringing it today.
But tell me how you saw it and what you saw of these players too.
Yeah, it was an incredible atmosphere. Obviously, you've seen, Mexico has been lucky to play there consistently, but to have an England team with all the controversy around, the play and the time change and the atmosphere and everything that could have gone against them. And they just put that noise aside and really focused at the task at hand and controlled what they were able to control, which was getting themselves in good positions to score goals and to be relentless until the very end, especially down a man.
But what about that defensive performance that saw them through to the end with 11 minutes of added time too and a man down?
Yeah, and Gay and Consa, I love them as the centre-back pair, and I think they've been really, really good and really controlled the game from the back, which really helped the attack, have as many chances as they created. So that was wonderful to see, and they were consistent and compact. And I think at times you would see 5 defenders in the back, along with Pickford, who was also brilliant. It was an unbelievable team performance, complete performance for me.
I think England showed themselves, never mind us, because truly we're not important in this, but England showed themselves something that I don't know if they knew for certain that they had: togetherness and toughness. Because you can talk it. You can speak out loud and say out to the people, no, we're together. And there's toughness within this group. There's character within this group. But then you got to go and show it. And man, did they show it. So for all the tactics and all the things that we might have talked about going into this match and the altitude and this and that and the other, what England showed goes beyond all of that. And I think that's the important part here, that they showed themselves something that they are world-class players individually. They have world-class players on that team. What they have now is world-class belief that they can do this. They went into a place where they were not expected to compete because of the altitude. Well, imagine the altitude when you are a man down, even worse. And yet you see these guys running around defending for their lives together, doing it together. And this brings a locker room. If it wasn't together before, it's together now, and it makes them a whole lot more dangerous going forward in this tournament.
And Thomas Tuchel is proving to be decisive. Macca, how impressed are you with this side overall after last night's showing?
Well, as I said, last night was a different test for England. Against DR Congo, they were favourites. They had the majority of the ball. Last night was a defensive display, as Ali said, because of the circumstances of the game. Jadel Kwanzaa getting sent off. So they had to do it a different way. Against Norway, it'll be a completely different game, and they may be favourites. They may dominate possession. They may be the ones who have to be more creative than the other side. So I think it is very, very much a cliche. I'm very impressed with Thomas Tuchel. I always have been. I know him very well. And when he was manager of Chelsea, I was impressed by him and his CV. So coming into the England job, I was always backing him. But it'll be a different type of performance now against Norway. They may have to create. They may have to, overpower Norway in a different type of way. So you just have to take it literally game by game. They're only in the quarterfinals. We fully expected them to get this far. Well, I certainly did. And now the test begins. I was thrilled to bits with yesterday's performance, but it was a different style of performance. It was a different type of performance. It was great because you need every type of performance to win the World Cup. But the games will get harder. They'll have to do things now which sets them apart from the opposition. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. But it's no surprise to me at this moment in time that I'm sitting here talking to yourselves. I mean, I'm coming over to the States on Wednesday, so I fully appreciated and expected England to be where they are in the last 8. And this is where I start to get really excited because I want more from them. As brilliant as yesterday was, with all the things going against them, as you and Ali have just said, the altitude, the penalties, the red cards, etc., now is where it gets tough. Because if they go out in the quarterfinals, it'll still be a bit of a damp squib for everybody back home, you know. So they have to really step it up now and move forward, recover, get to Miami, get the fans behind, and go again.
Yeah. Dan Burn coming on in the 75th minute. That's something I want to talk to you about, Adrian, because he raised a few of the Mexican eyebrows, those around you who didn't know who this player was.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the Mexican journalists who perhaps don't watch as much Premier League as we do asked me after the game, who was that? Who was that giraffe who came on? He looked like he was an NBA player. But he was massively impressive in his first ever World Cup minutes, let's not forget, in this environment. He and John Stones, that was a tactical masterpiece by Thomas Tuchel to shut up shop when he did. At the time, sitting there in the stadium, I was like, oh my goodness, there is no way they can hang on for what ended up being nearly half an hour, 25 minutes with the 11 minutes of stoppage time. But resetting as he did at that final hydration break, bringing Dan Burn on, John Stones too, they both played pivotal roles. And in the end, for all the pressure that Mexico applied, there weren't that many opportunities, were there? I think in the end, England defended, even though it didn't feel like it in the stadium with what was surrounding them, I think England defended so well that they restricted those chances to Mexico to come back one final time. And Dan Burn played a massive, in every sense of the word, part.
Yeah, it was an epic. It was one for the ages, wasn't it, Mako? When you think back to famous away wins for England, especially in major tournaments, this has got to be right up there, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I saw people talking about the greatest ever performance. I wouldn't go that far. You know, there's nothing like getting carried away the day after the event, but it was the Mexican performances at the Azteca, as we know, as you can clearly see, have been fantastic. So this, alongside everything, was a great defensive performance, but you know, I don't want to keep pouring cold water on it. That's all it was. It's quite easy to take forwards off and put more centre halves on and then defend your goal. We've seen it before. We've seen Cape Verde do it against Spain at the beginning of this tournament. That can be achievable. And the Mexican forward line, with all respect to them, is not the greatest Mexican forward line we've seen in a while. So I fully expected England to defend their way out. I just want to keep on moving forward now, improving our performances. Great defensive performance yesterday. Let's go forward. Let's beat Norway with a great creative performance. And then it starts getting exciting, because then we're talking about semi-finals and finals where you're going to have to meet the likes of Argentina if they get there, etc., Spain or France, and they're the big games. But you know, going into this round of 32 and 16, once the fixtures came out, I fully expected England to beat DR Congo, and I expected them to beat Mexico, albeit this was a harder way of doing it with 10 men for such a long time. But I fully expected them to do it. I expect them to beat Norway. That's how confident I am in England's 11, England's 14. And I just want to keep on, you know, being excited about what I'm seeing. Yeah,
but now, Adrian, you are moving on, and it's back to Miami for you, my friend.
Oh, I hope so, Kate. Kate, that would be just lovely.
We'll put in a good word.
One final word on Mexico here. I mean, I got to witness for myself why they have one of the best home stadium advantages in all of sports. I think it's fair to say that crowd yesterday, I was in amongst them, was just terrific. They gave me a couple of beer showers for both Mexico goals, so I have that.
Hope it was beer
as a memento. I think it was beer, Ali. I think it was. But honestly, they just, I mean, si se puede, yes we can. They chant. I mean, the wall of noise doesn't stop from minute 1 to minute 90. They are unquestioning. They never kind of, doubt anything about their team, even if other fan bases might go, well, why are this team just slinging in crosses? They didn't. They believed they were going to get back into that right until the 101st minute. And then when the final whistle sounds, the volume ends. So it's amazing support here. It was fantastic to witness it. But on we go.
Sí se puede. I love that from you, Adrian. Learning Spanish as you go as well. Mac, a final thought from you.
Well, I'm glad that England are still in the competition, Kay. Of course I am. And really looking forward to Norway. Everybody, has got their own individual battles. We all know it'll be the Haalands against whoever plays Cons or whoever plays at England, because he's in such good form. But everybody knows each other, Ødegaard against Declan Rice, teammates. So loads of little subplots when they play Norway. But England will go in probably favourites again. It's in Miami. There'll be a good crowd base. And let's hope we get a real exceptional performance. But as far as I'm concerned, this is where it gets sexy. This is where the tournament starts. I'm looking forward to Spain, Portugal tonight, later on in the day. As I said, I'm in Spain at this moment in time. And then I can't wait to come over to the US on Wednesday to see you all and hopefully England marching on.